Welcome back to another episode on Apologetic with D. I'm so happy to have you in here, as usual, as per tradition. I have missed you. I have missed you. I have missed you. I wish I could explain how much I have missed you. So, my setup is a little bit different today because I decided to change it up a little because I'm very spontaneous like that. So, what are we going to talk about today? Oh, before I forget, please like, comment, share, subscribe, share the link, share this podcast with a friend, share with a friend and a friend and a friend. So, on today's episode, we are going to talk about something I have been doing. The first few episodes of this season have been extremely personal. I have been sharing personal journeys and blah 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 blah. If you haven't watched the first episodes, the last two episodes, please head on over and watch. So let's start with the story time. So about a year ago, I decided to get on a self-discovery journey because I wanted to get to know who D really was. I closed up myself from dating. I closed up myself from any romantic interactions because I really wanted to get to a place where I knew what I brought to the table, where, excuse my voice, where you have been living a very scripted life and all of a sudden the tables turn and you really have to change. And yeah, so I decided to start doing spontaneous things that going to help me discover a few things that I like about me. And one of those things that I decided to do was take myself on solo dates. So I'm just heading back from one of my solo dates, which have become extremely amazing because I have lots of time to reflect. I get to discover things, go to a new restaurant, order food you haven't, and have that experience so that when you go on a date, you be all bougie and be like, oh, I'm gonna have a blah blah blah, so today I decided to go on a cute solid date and I had an amazing time with myself. So basically what we're going to talk about today is embracing your singlehood. Our Zambian culture has conditioned us women into thinking that if you are not married by a certain age, you are regarded as, I'm looking for a very polite word, so you are not, like, something's probably wrong with you. Like, she's in her 20s, why isn't she married, why doesn't she have kids? And I really don't want to be stereotyped like that. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship because society requires that I'm in a relationship. You know what I mean? And the fact that I am such a hopeless romantic makes it extremely hard, has made it extremely hard for me to, not put someone before me because it's something that I naturally do. So I intentionally decided, you know what? Being single is not that bad. I promise you, it is not that bad. Simply because you get to really know who you are if you invest time in you. To a point where if someone had to walk into your life, yeah, let's use me as an example. If someone had to walk into my life right now, there are certain things that I have rediscovered about myself that I really love. You know what I mean? And I'll be able to share new experiences with this person because I've given myself time to actually know who D is. The only D that I knew was the D in love, the D that is always putting other people before her, which I still do, but it's very important, like I have said in the past few minutes, to actually know what you're about. So, in my single journey for the past few months, I have realized that there are certain things that I tended to carry from one relationship to the next, and it wasn't working because I told myself this is how love. This is what love should look like, and this is what ABCD should look like. From a Christian perspective, Christians are always saying, I don't know where they got this religious saying from. Well, it's not religious. It's like a meaningful, insightful thing that people say at church. I've heard it several times at church. So if your spirit man is filled, if your spirit man is filled and you are pouring into the next person, you need to be of a certain level, to be able to pour. Kind of like a cup. You have two cups. One cup is full and one cup is empty. The only way the next cup is going to be half full is if you pour from one cup into the other, which applies to love and singlehood and whatever in relationships. Because how exactly am I going to pour from an empty cup and expect to yield, full results? It is not mathematically correct. It is not emotionally correct. It's not at any level correct, because you cannot pour from an empty cup to fill the next cup. So what I decided to do was get on a self-discovery journey where I get to love things about myself. After you have been in a very long relationship, a long relationship, you get to discover that you tend to dim your light. Sometimes it's not intentional. Sometimes it just happens that you get to dim your light because your relationship requires you to do a few things. You really have to be deliberate about how you love yourself and how you carry yourself. And the fact that I was in a very wrong relationship, I got acclimatized to being a certain person that I thought I was, but only now I've discovered I'm not. So there were a lot of things, that untrue things that I had to unlearn about love, about myself, about relationships, about society, about everything. So, I decided to hold back. Like I said, being single is not a bad thing. Being single is, for me, being single has been a place of liberation, a place of discovery. It's been an epic journey, because I realized I tended to do a few things simply because I wanted to make someone happy, and in the end I wasn't being happy myself. And yeah, it's not just about romantic relationships, it's about any kind of relationships. You need to set boundaries. You need to know where exactly you're gonna end and how far you're gonna go, because if you keep pouring and pouring and pouring and you don't have anything else to pour, what's gonna happen to you then? So I decided, bruv, you are not going to bleed on someone. I intentionally told myself, you are going to remain single until you learn certain things, certain truths, certain things that are supposed to be a norm. You get what I mean? So I decided it's time. It's time. After I went through therapy, I'm still in therapy, by the way. I highly recommend. So guys, like I just said, I highly recommend therapy because it's gonna help you discover things. Someone, what am I trying to say? Therapy is going to help you see yourself from someone else's eyes, someone that has good intentions for you, and it's going to help you in so many ways. We'll talk about therapy some other time. So what I decided to do was, date myself and get to know things about D. So people that know me know how spontaneous I am. I break into song any minute, like randomly. I dance the hardest every chance that I get. But I realized in certain relationships that I was in, I never danced. I randomly sing, I will sing for any apparent reason. And I discovered I never sang for the person that I claimed to love. That's wrong for me, because then what kind of person was I portraying to these people or this person that I was with? So now I got to a place where I started becoming comfortable with, breaking into dance, singing songs, because I wanted the next person that I was going to be with to understand that the person that I'm getting into a relationship is crazy like that, you know? And I would love someone who it's my prayer that, the next person that I choose to commit to will actually love that side of me. I don't want that part of me to be dimmed. Same applies to the person that you must date. They should love you for what you bring. They should love you for how unique you are. Imagine dating someone for 6 years and you've literally never danced in their presence because they make you feel uncomfortable. But it's something that you do on a daily at your job. Off, huh? I agree. So, um, the first time I decided to take myself on a date, it was quite awkward because, I live alone. I'm alone most of the time when I'm not at work. So then why am I going to take myself on a date? I decided to take myself in a very unfamiliar environment where I would gladly be alone and enjoy my own company. It was it was so bad, like a few years back. It was so bad I couldn't go have ice cream alone. It would just be awkward. So the first thing I did was take myself for a movie, the most basic thing. It was an extremely emotional movie. I don't even know why I picked that movie. I just went, picked the most random movie, and it turned out that movie was so freaking emotional. I left that place crying, but I was happy that I did it because it was something that I never got to do. And I actually discovered going out for a movie alone is totally fine. The next dates, moving forward, I started going to restaurants. I really love food. If you know me, you know I love food so much. I love to try out this and that. So I decided to take myself out to a restaurant and I ate, and it was beautiful. I wanted uninterrupted time with D. I have gotten to a place where I am extremely comfortable with who I am as a person, so much so that even when a friend, or not even a romantic relationship, just a friend approaches me and we're having conversations, I am not afraid to show my uniqueness. I'm not afraid to show them who D is. And I find that very liberating because it's who I am. Then why should I even feel the need to dim my light because it's so freaking bright? I promise you. Not that I'm tooting my own horn, but I bring beautiful things to the table, and it would be very sad if I decided to commit to someone for life and actually turn off those lights. Not even dim them, turn them off because we are not compatible like that. So, in this journey, I have discovered that being comfortable with who you are as a person will directly translate in how you relate, how you love, and how you handle yourself in a relationship, because you will know the things that you will know who you are. You will know what you bring. You will know exactly what you bring to the table. And like, not even being able to have an objective conversation with someone because you don't know how to. You know what I mean? There are certain things that are a no for me right now, like an absolute no. Some things you just don't compromise. I refuse to compromise on certain standards and certain things because I know what it's like to compromise, and I know there is zero benefit in compromising certain standards for yourself. So I have set beautiful standards for myself that I am not going to drop because I want to impress the next person. If I die single, praise the Lord. We are all gonna die alone anyway. I'm just kidding. Like, I really want love. So I'm very open. I'm very, very open to being in a relationship because I know what I want and I know what I bring. But just because I want to be in a relationship doesn't mean I'm going to jump into the very next relationship that's going to show itself to me. I don't want to bleed on someone that did not hurt me. I also don't want to have to pretend and be a person that I'm not with someone that I'm going to commit to. Because if I do get into a relationship, I am not going to get into a relationship to just be. You know what I mean? I need an end goal. There are also certain red flags that, you tend to overlook because, oh my gosh, what if I'm alone? What if I actually point this fact out to this person, that this person is emotionally abusing me, this person is hurting me? What if I bring it out and this person leaves me? Boo boo. Boo boo. I'm sorry that you have to feel like you need someone to validate stupidity so that they can stay with you. Like, I empathize with you, because it should never be like that. I would rather be single, happy and respected, than be in a relationship that is going to harm my mental, my emotional stability, and not allow me to be the person that I actually was meant to be. You understand what I mean? Are you getting what I mean? So being on this journey has really helped me like blossom into the flower that I am. It has helped me get comfortable with actually speaking. I don't know how I hated speaking in front of people. Maybe because there's certain things I was told. I don't know. I'm not saying I was told anything. I'm just assuming, because I'm a very confident person, but you will not make me feel a certain way because I am confident. I refuse. Now, maybe I didn't then, but now I refuse someone to dim my light because they feel inferior, because D speaks a certain way, D carries herself a certain way, so therefore I need to dumb her down to my liking. I mean, if that's your cup of tea, honey, praise the Lord. But I refuse to actually be conditioned into a dummy, be trained into a robot. I'm not saying I'm not going to compromise. Please hear me, and hear me well. Compromise is something we all should have in any kind of relationship. In any kind of relationship, because you can always get your way. But there's certain times people will take advantage of the fact that you don't know certain things. Therefore, they will constantly poke you and poke you and poke you and poke you into accepting things that are not right. So the point I'm trying to bring out right now is be comfortable enough to know your yeses and your nos as a person before you actually decide to be a pair. You get what I mean? So those are the things that I've been learning. I have been learning to actually speak out. The thing with me is, when I really am in like or in love, I almost never say no, which is extremely unhealthy, because it's something that's going to eat me up, and I'm not going to be giving 100% to whatever it is that I'm committing to at that particular point, because, oh my gosh, maybe they're going to leave me. Maybe I'm going to be alone. Maybe I'm going to be... Honey, again, being alone is not a bad thing. Being alone is not a bad thing. I have learned to be self-dependent. I have learned to take care of me. Oh my gosh, it has been such a beautiful journey. So much so that when I actually do decide to commit, you guys are going to be proud of me. I promise you. I am going to make you guys proud, because first of all, I'll be meeting a person that will be meeting a raw, real D. Therefore, they will be getting to fall in love with the intensity that I bring, the crazy that I bring, the late night questions, random questions that I bring. They'll get to fall in love with a very well-rounded Diana that actually knows who she is as a person. And I would love that my person also is going through, or has gone through, a phase in their life where they know who they are. They know exactly what they bring to the table. They know what goes and what doesn't. That way, it's going to be a healthy way for me to actually sit down with this person and talk about certain things that we can actually agree on, certain things that we can disagree on, because disagreement is always going to be there, and certain things that we're going to compromise. But at no point will I be pretending. At no point will I be serving a half-baked D. At no point will I be giving this person at no point will I be giving this person something that is not real. I could go on and on and on and on, because I have really, really discovered how beautiful it is to know who you are and what you love and what you stand for and all that, because you will not be shaken. You will be able to stand up for yourself and actually have people respect you as a person because you know what you stand for. I don't know how best I can put this. So, to all my fellow singles, life's good on this side as well. No, you're not cursed. No, it's not a bad thing. You have conditioned your mind so much. You have let society condition your mind so much into thinking that you need an extra person. Again, I'll say this. I love love. I adore love every day of my life. And I pray and I hope I get to experience a beautiful, unfiltered, true kind of love where I'll be myself and my person is going to be themselves with me. But before I get there, I want to get there healthy. Up here. I want to get there healthy everywhere so that I can serve and serve right, and vice versa. So to all my honeys and brothers who are searching, I really hope you know who you are. I really hope your light will not be dimmed because you are afraid to be alone. I really hope that you find a love that is going to cherish you, a love that's going to adore you within yourself. I hope you get to find the beauty that lies within. I have gotten to love things that I hated about myself, things that I stereotypically thought were not gorgeous. For Pete's sake, I know I sing pretty well. I know that for a fact. But why in God's name did I find it extremely hard to sing for someone I said I loved? Something's just not adding up. I don't want something like that to ever happen again. So, I am going to love me. I am going to invest in me. I am going to make sure I am the best version of me, so that even when I get to be with another person, even when I get to reproduce other people, I'm actually giving them a blueprint of what a real person, like no filters. This is who I am. I really pray and hope you guys really embrace singlehood with every positivity that it brings. Don't rush into things that are just going to harm you at the end of the day. It's not worth it. I guess I can go on and on and on, and yeah, I can go on and on, I promise. But this is where we're going to end for today. I'm so happy that you guys got to sit with me and listen to me mumble. I hope I made sense. I really do hope I made sense. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you so much, and I cannot wait to hear from you and hear what you have to say. So for my singles, love, peace, and joy. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna find your person, but before you find your person, find you. Love, peace, and joy. I love you. Bye.